Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Chaos Rain here, and in today's video I'm going to bring you a bit of a build update along with a update on where we're at for everything else. Well, I haven't been home in the past like 2-3 days I think, just because I've been doing all kinds of real life stuff. I had to take care of some stuff, but I'm back now and I'll be doing a once a day video. And one thing I will say is I'm really stoked to be having people, request help from me, so on and so forth. I can only hope that I can get more support as far as on Patreon to, push me to finish tabs and or to support me playing other games. I will be uploading other videos as well to try and get my audience more diverse, but I will be focusing on PoE just as, the main thing. So, let's get right into it so I can show you exactly what we're up to. Waiting on the loading. Fortunately, it's still taking forever to load poorly. Oh, excuse me. Just woke up. Loading. Let's go head out. Alright. So, as you can see here, most of our gear is relatively the same. However, we have crafted this, which is a double temple modded pair of gloves. We will be finishing them off soon. And we have crafted us a nice pair of boots, which again, we will be finishing off soon. This boots right here is Fractured Life plus Fractured Light Res, along with T2 Spell Stress and Fire Essence on it. Tier 2s because all I had. We are going to finish it off with move speed and then the implicits via the what do you call them, X-Arch and whatnot currency. We have managed to pick ourselves up 3 of our awakened gems for our clear. We haven't set up single target just yet. For that, we are actually waiting on linking our bricks. We picked this up for about 50 chaos at a 6 socket, and we have just been trying to dump fusings into it. Hopefully we can get it 6 linked. As I said before, the ultimate plan is to convert all our evasion to armor, and if we do that, we will just have a ton of armor and tank a lot more than we were before. Excuse me one second. Oh, much better. Alright. And other than that, we are still doing low tier maps. We have been doing our higher tiers. For completion, we can do red tier maps. I've pushed a whole bunch of my red tier maps, as you can see. Here and here, we've done those. As well as a couple of the mini bosses and whatnot. And we've just been kind of slow rolling it, doing major progression, but we will be doing major progression as soon as we get the rest of our items crafted and the bow 6 length and so on and so forth. So, let's go over a little bit on the gear in the build. We are still doing the self-chill setup, and even though we are evasion based currently, we will be armor based, which means once we're armor based, we're going to take a lot less damage just from every hit. I will be trying to be spell suppression capped as soon as I can, just so I can take a lot less damage overall. And then on top of that, I'm making enemies do less damage as well, just globally. So the way I'm making them do less damage, let's start with this. First, we have enemies chilled by your hits lessen their damage dealt by half of chill, meaning I have 30% chill effect, so they deal 15% less damage, but enemies can chill me and all that other stuff. It's just more synergy with cold stuff. We have the reverse chill, so when enemies do hit me, They just make me go faster. We are using Eternal Struggle Amulet, which means crit strikes inflict Malignant Magnus. Enemy Malignant Menace reduces their damage and action speed by 10%. When you're doing a build that's chilling and freezing, you know, slowing them down even more and reducing their damage is even better. Our implicits are pretty insane for what we got, and it was a donation from a friend, so pretty stoked on that. Our helmet is just a tri-res helmet currently. We will be fixing this up eventually for something else, but this is what we have currently. We're still using Chin Soul. It's just a lot of early damage and easy damage, so we decided to keep it. And our bow is literally just a little bit of damage and tri-res. Eventually we will be fixing this up for a zero resistance but all damage based bow, something like attack speed, crit chance, crit multi, or attack speed, crit multi, and like prod speed, just so we can have more speed that way. Double attack speed on broadheads are pretty insane. You can also get triple attack speed if you get lucky enough with your crafting. And then we're just using this. We initially had planned to use the second curse, but we have never gotten around to it. And then this is because this helps us get cold damage leechless life. Does give us dual res, a little bit of strength, and then the even bigger increased chance to freeze than we already have. So enemies freeze pretty often. We're pretty happy with how often they just get frozen. Our currency situation isn't bad, but let's see. Let's go ahead and we got a couple of tabs finally. Basically, this was a donation from a one of a friend of ours who is supporting us. Donated us a little bit of money, 20 bucks to get 3 tabs, basically. So, you know, we're stoked on that. We do want to give you a shout out and a thank you. You know who you are. We have managed to get a little bit with it, and this will help go a long way towards progressing everything. Actually, I needed to do this real quick. Get some boom boom. Boom boom, okay. And as far as loot goes, we are not disappointed in how much loot we're getting. We're getting a very fair amount of loot overall. So there's not a whole lot we have to worry about right now. One thing I will say is that eventually I will be progressing into the higher red tiers. I really would prefer to get myself progressing as soon as I finish the boots, gloves, and bow, just so I have a more consistent damage output with as much speed and utility as possible. I am debating actually picking up a brass dome and speccing into a little more strength to wear it, just because brass dome is a very very easy way around getting a bunch of stats. So that's just something that
my mana is gone.
I have been considering. As you see here, we are doing a low tier map. Oh man, excuse me. We aren't having any real issues finding loot. I have found a bunch of X this way, a bunch of chaos this way, and I have been doing a duo with a friend of mine, and that duo has been a pretty solid duo. We've been finding a lot of stuff with it, so it's pretty exciting. Let's see. All right. The reason we want to change all of our evasion into armor is because we already have so much damage reduction. The only thing that will really be able to hurt us is spell suppression, and spell suppression won't really do anything against us if we have a whole bunch of, or sorry, spells won't really do anything against us if we have a whole bunch of spell suppression and armor to block everything else. And then when we are hit, we just get the buff right here. As you see, the 30% movement speed. We're still using the replica hot-headed, which is increasing our action speed even more. It's just a big all-around, you know, kit of ours that we are currently using. I don't know if we'll keep using this towards the end of the build. I just know that currently it is very convenient, and we are able to do, geez, excuse me, a lot of content due to it. So, as always, I'm going to use this video to promote my Patreon, and I hope that I do have people come join the following. Now, for my Patreon, I have several tiers available, from simplistic to, higher tiers. I will try to be working on adding new tiers and new rewards to make it more worth it for those for the lower tiers, and or those for the higher tiers willing to support me a little better. If that is something you're interested in, I will be leaving my Patreon link in the description of my video. If I do get any more supporters, thank you again. I do appreciate it. It is so awesome that I even have any supporters for this game. Even if it is just something as simple as coming to subscribe to my channel, that is a lot of support to me, and I appreciate it so much. So, other than that, I'm working on just getting myself out there. I am extremely knowledgeable about the game. I have a very good crafting knowledge as well, so I know how to pretty much make anything in this game. And one thing I will say is that my favorite thing is bow builds, so I will be trying to be the, for the most part, the face of bow builds if I can, at least for console. So if you are interested in bow builds and what I play, how I tech each league with bow builds, and why I decided to do it, so on and so forth, stay tuned. I also do stuff like just informational videos, stuff that will teach you how to do simple things and or complicated things if that's what you're interested in. Example, I have done in the past whole leagues worth of syndicate, and recorded the video of just how you would crash course through it. It is almost accurate to this day, aside from a couple of things that I have fixed and or changed since then. So I am willing to give you guys a new crash course in that if it is something of interest. Man, I am having issues. I'm sorry, guys. Just woke up. I guess I'm just it's probably the allergies, all that stuff, because I have red eyes and they're itchy. Other than that, how's everyone been doing? How's everyone enjoying League? I've been just chilling and enjoying League at my own pace. I'm not trying to push super hard into red tier maps and do all that stuff, because at the end of the day, when I get to red tier maps, I get there, I don't really have a major, insane goal this league. This is a casual, take it easy league. As anyone knows who knows about my channel and everything goes, I actually, I'm coming from a very decked out, very insane hour account that just was essentially taken from me, and from all the people who have anything or any way to help, they have literally said they can't help. So I'm hoping that in the future that changes and I can recover the account. However, I'm not holding my breath, and as such, I have decided that at the very least I will be playing leagues and making one, maybe two characters a league, decking them out as much as possible, and working on doing something like that, and just keeping all the stuff I take from league to standard, so on and so forth. I know there are a whole bunch of items and I will never be able to get back, and that's a crying shame, but that's just the way it is when it comes to, that kind of thing. Sometimes, you gotta deal the hand you're dealt, even if it's a very shitty one. Okay, I don't like this, but sure, let's go this way. Perfect. And we use both of our little taunting thingies for this floor, or for this map, so... Alright, we go for a ritual. Now, the reason we're doing ritual instead of every other thing, I have literally all of my other stuff blocked right now. We are just trying to push ritual as hard as we can for easy stuff such as lower tier currency to get it stacked up, as well as like a couple of uniques here and there that'll help give us a little umph in currency. That is something that has always been a good thing about ritual, is that in minimal nodes you can sit there and encounter a whole bunch of rituals very often, and eventually you'll just get a huge chunk of currency for free just by spending an extra couple minutes per map on ritual. Looks like our last ritual is in boss room. It's annoying because this is a phasing boss, but I believe they made the phases in between the boss a lot faster, so thankfully I don't think I have to wait too long to beat him. As you see, we're able to freeze map bosses. That's a really huge thing. What do we get? Nothing. Alright, well, now we can fight him again. As you see here, this is our setup going into action. We are taking up to 45% less damage. The other 25% is actually coming from our ascendancy, which is the whole sniper mark thing. Enemies near marked enemies. Where is it? There we go. Enemies near marked enemies deal 25% less damage from other marked enemies, so on and so forth. And the marks transfer to enemies, which is insane. Alright, what do we have going on? So this isn't a bad one. I think I'm going to defer both of these two. What is this? Synthesized global crit chance. Oh, wow, what are those rolls? That's actually pretty good for item level 69. Fractured fire res T1. So I think I want to defer this, and maybe this. And what does that defer for? I don't think I care about that, so we're going to re-roll. Now we have those two. And the reason we defer like this is because this is just going to make it so we have more windows that we can see. More chances to get other or better currency. And then you can just kind of, nitpick around if there's anything else. I chose chance orbs because chance orbs do sell, or the scour orbs sell themselves. So that is something that you can do if you want. Alright. So what I think I will do today is I will most likely make more progress onto my atlas, getting as far as possible. I also think I want to do some contracts and blueprints. We'll see. That is something that we'll get into as well. I will go over how I min-max my contracts and blueprint setup, as well as my, well, any other setup basically, because I do pretty much everything.
My mana is gone.
I'm frozen. There we go. There's a lot of enemies. Wow. Okay. And a lot of loot too. We take those. Oh, there's a beach. I don't think I've completed beach. As you see here, this is a second map back-to-back for Ritual. This map only has 3 rituals though, that's a shame. I don't know if the other rituals in map boss room, so I'm just gonna go check it real quick. Doesn't look like it. Oh, it is. Okay, so now we're gonna just go over here, kill the boss. Perfect. Now we have one more ritual to do, so we're gonna go do it real quick. Go ahead and take all. We actually pick up all red and blue ones, just so we can have as much of a pool to upgrade and or change to better worlds as possible. Even the lower ones we just sometimes don't use. Oh look, awaken added cold level 2. Looks like we have encountered our expedition finally. That's pretty cool. So I guess I forgot that I left expedition on. That's interesting. Well, I mean that's fine. Expedition is something else that I've been farming. Only reason we even turn off heist for now is because we're trying to actually, you know, keep our space to a minimum or whatever. So I'm gonna actually just do Tujin real quick.
Itching for me to lose another limb, are ya?
Yes, I am. Let's go, buddy.
My mana is gone.
Not on my watch.
Now let's go to our last ritual. Perfect. Alright, what do we have? So we have a Void Eye here. A synthesized fizz with wands. Not very good. Not a lot of people use fizz wands, I believe. So we're going to defer this again and then hit our first reroll, see what we hit. It's down to 875 now. Doesn't look like we hit anything that is relevant to us, so we defer it again. Reroll. Now we have both of our things up. And I think I want to defer all 3. 1, 2, 3. And see what I can reroll into. It doesn't look like anything, and definitely didn't miss anything, so unfortunately I won't be able to defer these, so they go back up like by 1 tier. It's fine. Let's see what gloves we got. 39 decks. Tier 4. Oof. And what's our card? 4 Joys of Silence. That's not bad. Alright. And rarity, quantity, and resistance strat. Alright, well, that's the end for this video. As I said, I will most likely be doing some simple stuff such as, you know, early progression and stuff like that, just to push myself even further in my Atlas. I will be purchasing maps from Kirak that I haven't finished, as well as specialty maps to kind of get more of an oomph and or anything like that going my way. If you guys want more content like this, just gameplay, or you want any more informative content, please feel free to leave a comment in my videos, so on and so forth. As always, take it easy and have a good one.